So you've been on job boards, you've been searching Google, looking for any way on how to become a data analyst with no technical skills, and somehow you landed up on this video, which is great. But anyway, how do you get a job as a data analyst with no experience? You're probably going to ask, well, is it even possible to get a job as a data analyst with no experience? The answer is yes, it is. It's very possible. Companies do this all the time. And they do it because if they see potential in hiring you, you would be a cheaper option than a more experienced candidate. And yes, that does mean that you might be on the lower range of the salary scale, but it will be your first job. So generally, you are always on the lower range. And there is a talent shortage when it comes to data, mainly because there are a lot of specialists needed. If you think about one company, you can have a data person in each department. HR needs analytics, operations needs analytics, sales needs analytics, etc. So there's no shortage of data jobs. So going back to the main question, how would you become a data analyst from scratch, from the ground up? What do? I'll lay out a roadmap that would probably give you the best chance of being hired as a data analyst with no experience. So let's go for it. The first tip is that you do need some formal learning. Now, this doesn't mean that you need a PhD in statistics, but a course or two wouldn't hurt you. So a good course, and the popular ones, are the Google Analytics Data Professional Certificate and the IBM Data Analyst Professional Certificates. They're quite popular. They are quite costly to do. So if you do have some money, go for it, because they are sort of the front runners when it comes to certification courses on data analytics. But if you don't have the money, you can always do courses on Udemy. So any data analytics course that has good reviews, you can check out my one. But it also depends on what you want to learn and whether or not you like the instructor. With the course, just make sure you learn a programming language such as SQL or Python, and maybe a visualization tool such as Power BI, Google Data Studio, Tableau, anything like that. I think those skills are quite important to have as a data analyst. Make sure you also get a certificate from the course because you do want to show it on your resume. The next thing you should do is set up your portfolio. Now, unfortunately, when you don't have any experience, you do need to show proof that you can actually analyze data. Data analytics is quite a practical field, so doing projects would help you, because companies want to see that kind of proof where they're like, hey, this person can analyze data because they've done this. And that also doesn't mean that you need to do super complicated stuff. Just the simple basics even go a long way. So you need to build a portfolio of projects. This can include you creating dashboards on Tableau or Power BI and saving them on a document or even publishing them online. If you're writing code, you can host them on GitHub where you explain what you've been doing, etc. I also recommend you going on kaggle.com and having a look at the competitions section. They have some good examples here of projects that you can do with some realistic data sets. And eventually you can build up your resume to include all these nice passion projects that you've been doing. And so your resume looks nice and full, like you've been busy. The next point that you should do is post about your progress and your accomplishments on social media, especially something like LinkedIn. So whatever projects you do, post about it on LinkedIn. It helps greatly because you don't know who's seeing your LinkedIn. And generally, when you apply for jobs, recruiters would look at your LinkedIn profile. It also enables you to build a network. You start connecting with people who have similar interests than you, and they can also just tell their network that you're looking for a job. And a good way to also network is join events and seminars. After the seminar, you can, send a message to the host saying that you've enjoyed the seminar and you're interested in data analytics. It's all about building a mini community that you're involved in. So once you're able to do a few courses, get your passion projects up, build a little mini network for yourself, you can now start applying to jobs. Now, this is also a science as well, because when you apply to jobs, you shouldn't apply to any old data analytics position. Make sure you apply to entry-level positions. It will increase your chances of getting hired. When you apply, send a cover letter as well. The cover letter can even just be a small paragraph. It needs to cover why you want the job and how the skills that you have and your experience through projects can help the job and the requirements of the job. Also speak about how you're willing to learn new things and how passionate you are in the data field, etc. The cover letter should just capture your personality. Another thing you should do is don't just apply to bigger companies, aka FANG. Apply to the startups as well and smaller companies. In fact, usually startups like taking chances, like taking risks, because they themselves are trying to figure out their own path especially in their data journey. And the last point is that in your data analytics journey, when you are applying for jobs, don't give up. Especially in the beginning of your journey, you will get rejection. That's completely natural, but just keep at it and the right job will come. And thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments or suggestions, please let me know below. Also, please like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.